All right. Hey, so Coldwell Banker High Desert Realty. I just continuing with these little videos. I hope these guys are helping you out and giving you some great stuff to talk about with your buyers and your sellers. And so today, guys, we're going to talk about the impact of a tight housing market or a tight inventory rather on the housing market. And so this is the article from KCM that we're going to be running with today is the housing crisis is finally in the rearview mirror as the real estate market moves down the road to a complete recovery. Home values are up, home sales are up, and distressed sales, such as foreclosures and short sales, have fallen to the lowest point in years. It seems like the market will continue to strengthen in 2018. However, there is one thing that may cause the industry to tap the brakes, a lack of housing inventory. While buyer demand looks like it will remain strong throughout the year, supply is not keeping up. Here are the thoughts of a few industry experts on the subject. The National Association of Realtors has said that the total housing inventory at the end of November dropped 7.2% to 101.67 million units available for sale. Now that's 9.7% lower than a year ago. And it's fallen over the 30-year consecutive months as well. Unsold inventory across the nation is at a 3.4 month supply at the current sales price, or current sales pace, excuse me, which is down from 4.0 months a year ago. CoreLogic also says here inventory is tighter than it appears, and it's much lower for entry-level buyers. So the bottom line is if you're thinking about selling, now might be the time. Demand for your house will be strong, and there is very little competition. That could lead to a quick sale for a really good price. So let's talk about that for a quick second, guys, in our little 5-minute recap. So, you have this week, we've talked about a couple of things that can really help your sellers. A couple of days ago, we posted articles about home equity positions and where people were at in their home equity positions. Today, you have this information about the tight market and the effect on the housing market. So it brings to two very big points that I want to draw here. Number one, sellers likely have a little bit more equity in their property than what they're anticipating. I was talking to Olga about this morning, guys, and when you're talking to people, the question really comes down to, even if you say, hey, for the right price, would you consider selling your house? If they say no, the next thing might be, guys, we just read an article that 77% of homes in New Mexico are in an equity position or a significant equity position. That means 20% or more. So, if you were in a significant equity position, would you consider selling or moving up, to another house or moving to a different location or whatever? And that way you give the people an opportunity to understand that, the market is building up. Their prices have likely recovered from the recession numbers, and they probably sit in a better opportunity to sell and sell for a very good price. So that being said, guys, it's good information that you can share with your sellers, letting them know what's going on. Now, let's talk about your buyers, and I really want to bring up CoreLogic's chief economist, Sam Cater here, who said, inventory is tighter than it appears. It's much lower for entry-level buyers. Now, guys, this is something that you want to be really having a discussion with in your buyer consultation with your buyers when you first meet with them. They need to be aware that inventory levels, especially under that $150,000 price point, are extremely low. They need to understand that they're not going to have a huge selection of houses, and that when they see a house that's in that 8 range, that might be the very best house that they can get into to meet the criteria and the goals that they're shooting for. So the reason I'm just kind of sharing all this with you guys, the challenges of the inventory are tough, and home sellers need to understand that they likely, if they come on the market, they should be expecting shorter marketing times and such like that, and really, should not be having to give up too much of their potential sales price. Home buyers need to understand that there's not a lot of houses that are out there. So when they see one that meets most of their needs, they really have to jump on it, and they have to avoid making these rather ridiculous offers that are $20,000 or $30,000 less than what the list price is, because the simple fact of the matter is the seller is not going to take it. You got to remember the seller is getting a lot of activity on that house, and they may not be eager to jump on something just because it's an offer. So guys, I'm hoping that these little videos are helping you out. I'm hoping that you're watching them and thinking about how you can have these conversations with your buyers and your sellers, because in today's market, it's all going to be about how you perform, preparing your people for the realities of the market. Last but not least, if you have a listing, what a great opportunity, guys. Look at what's going on in the housing market. If you have a listing, what better opportunity do you have than finding a buyer for your own listing? That's, might as well, if you want the job done right, you might as well do it yourself, right? So find your buyers for your own listings. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.